Hi there, my name is Graham Codrington, and thank you for taking just a few minutes to remind yourself of the session that we did together at your recent conference. The session was about anti-fragility. And remember, the definition of anti-fragile is it's beyond resilience, beyond adaptability, beyond risk management. It's about saying during tough times, it is possible for an organization, an organism, it's possible for a system to actually get stronger. It's possible to gain during disruption, to get better when there's chaos and uncertainty and volatility all around us. And we had a look at some examples in nature, in our own bodies, and then examples in the business world as well, of airlines and banks and all sorts of industries which actually are anti-fragile. As it happens, the world is more anti-fragile than we imagine, but we can't just leave it up to chance. We can consciously and deliberately build anti-fragility characteristics into our teams and into our organizations. So I suppose the first question is to just make sure that we understand, what does an anti-fragile organization look like? And here there isn't a one-size-fits-all answer. I mean, there are a few obvious things, right? There is excess capacity in the system, so that the system isn't working at 100 or even 110% of its capacity all the time. To be specific, if you are always busy, always having to give 100% of your effort and energy all the time just to finish your to-do list, just to do your job, then if anything happens around you that is out of the ordinary, that requires you to do things you've never done before, to think, to step back, you don't have any capacity to do that. Now, you will be forced to do it because you've now hit up against a barrier, an obstacle, something that's causing you stress. And so maybe you are forced to adapt and adjust. But wouldn't it be better if you just had a little bit of flex and capacity available? Now, that doesn't mean you have a few people sitting around being lazy. You build this capacity into your system. Things I gave practical examples, like a balcony session once a week, where you have a half an hour meeting with your team where the agenda is not the to-do list, the tasks and so on, but it is simply to step back and ask good questions like, what do we need to rethink and unlearn? What questions should we be asking that we're not asking? Or to put scenarios in the future to stretch your strategic imagination. So there's just one example, excess capacity. There are many other examples, but here's the point. It's not about giving you a list of 10 things you must do, then you do them, then you're fine. It's more the attitude shift and the constant thinking about what in our industry, in our function, in our team, what would make us more anti-fragile. And here's a shortcut link to a nice long article that our research team put together that you can have a look at some key characteristics of anti-fragile organizations and some examples of organizations that have applied those characteristics. So have a look at that particular link. But I mentioned a question a moment ago, and that's what I'd like to just leave with you right now. And the question is, what do we need to rethink and unlearn? Because if the first step is to come up with a list of things that would make you more anti-fragile, the second thing is to realize the distance between being anti-fragile and where you are right now. And probably that distance is not closed by simply improving what you already do. That really was the heart and essence of the message I wanted to share. We've got to do more than merely optimize our existing businesses. We are in a world of fundamental, deep structural change, and that requires us, yes, if there are things you can do better, then do them, right? There's no downside to improving your existing business. But if you want to feel confident and secure that you'll still be here in the 2030s and you'll have competitive advantage, then you've got to look for things you've never done before. You've got to be prepared to change your systems and structures. You've got to realize that innovation is not just about new products and services and new markets and channels to market, but real innovation in the next 5 years and into the 2030s is about your ability to change your business model itself. And in order to do that, you may have to rethink and unlearn some of the things that you do. And that then is my challenge and my question to you. What do you think you and your team need to rethink and unlearn so that you can build anti-fragility into your system, so that you can be prepared for whatever happens in the next few years, taking advantage of the opportunities and outpacing your competition by a mile? Thank you very much for watching this video and getting this update. But now, please go and do this thinking and implement some radical ideas about anti-fragility with your team. All the best.